Don't just boil corn anymore. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a soft, fluffy steamed corn cake that's absolutely delicious and surprisingly healthy. This cake has the natural sweetness of fresh corn and is made with simple ingredients. Best of all, there's no oven and no frying required. The texture is soft, moist, slightly chewy, and filled with the natural aroma of fresh corn. Before we begin, prepare some corn husks. This simple step will make your steamed cake more fragrant and visually beautiful. First, remove the tough outer layers and keep only the soft, tender husks. These are the leaves that release a light, natural corn fragrance during steaming. It's nice to know that we see each other all over the world. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe by clicking the subscribe button. It's great to see your support. Trim off the hard tips and thick bottom parts so the husks are easier to shape and fit neatly inside the bowl or mold. Then soak the husks in hot water for a few minutes. This step helps soften the corn husks, making them more flexible and less likely to tear when folding or lining the mold. The hot water also helps remove any dirt or dust clinging to the surface of the husks, while bringing out the natural aroma of fresh corn. During steaming, the corn husks release a light, sweet fragrance that gives the cake a more rustic and irresistible flavor. In addition, the softened husks fit the mold more closely, helping the finished cake look more beautiful and making it easier to remove after steaming. Next, let's separate the corn kernels together. Stop removing corn kernels the messy way. This is a simple kitchen trick that gives you clean, intact kernels in just seconds. No mess, no waste, and no kernels flying everywhere. First, break the corn cob in half so it's easier to hold. Then, take a pair of kitchen scissors and gently press deep into the core of the cob. Give it a slight twist. The corn core will naturally split into several sections. Now comes the most satisfying part. The kernels begin separating naturally into neat rows, and with just a gentle push from your hand, they fall away in clean, beautiful strips. No crushed kernels. No kernels left stuck on the cob. Just perfect corn kernels ready for cooking. And the best part, nothing goes to waste. Even the corn cobs can be saved to make sweet corn broth or soup for extra natural flavor. This is one of those simple kitchen tricks that completely changes the way you prepare corn from now on. Now, rinse the corn kernels thoroughly. Gently rub them with your hands to remove any corn, silk, dirt, and impurities. Drain the water and repeat this process several times until the water runs completely clear. This is what gives the cake its pure, fresh corn flavor. Once cleaned, drain well and transfer everything into a blender. Next, add 3 eggs. The eggs create a soft, custard-like texture and give the cake a rich, silky smoothness after steaming. Then add sugar. Sugar doesn't just add sweetness, it also enhances the natural flavor of fresh corn and creates a warm, slightly caramel-like aroma when cooked. You can adjust the amount of sugar depending on your taste and the natural sweetness of the corn. Blend everything together. You don't need to blend it completely smooth. Leaving a few tiny corn pieces actually makes the texture more interesting and gives you that satisfying real corn bite in every mouthful. Pour the mixture into a large bowl. Add 3 grams of yeast. This is the secret to a light and fluffy texture. It helps the batter rise gently, creating a soft, airy steamed cake instead of a dense pudding-like texture. Stir until the yeast is fully dissolved and evenly distributed. Now add 200 grams of all-purpose flour and 100 grams of cornstarch. The flour helps provide structure so the cake can hold its shape after steaming. The cornstarch creates a smoother, softer, more delicate texture, almost melt-in-your-mouth tender once steamed. Add the dry ingredients gradually while stirring continuously to prevent lumps and make the batter easier to mix. Continue stirring until the batter begins to thicken, and you can feel noticeable resistance while mixing. You'll notice the batter becoming more elastic and slightly sticky. This is exactly the perfect texture. Finally, add 5 grams of vegetable oil. This helps retain moisture, keeps the cake soft even after cooling, and gives it a smoother, silkier mouthfeel when eaten. Mix again until everything is fully combined. Cover tightly with plastic wrap and let it rest for about 30 minutes. During this time, the yeast activates, and the batter becomes lighter, airier, and softer, creating the perfect foundation for a fluffy, delicate steamed corn cake. Once the corn husks have finished soaking, remove them and let them drain well. Then, arrange them inside a bowl or mold, carefully lining them along the sides. Make sure about 1/3 of the husks extend over the rim of the bowl and reach down toward the bottom, creating a natural liner with no exposed surface. Next, add one final layer of husks at the bottom to completely cover the bowl. This step is not just for decoration. The corn husks act as a natural steaming layer, gently infusing the batter with a light, sweet, grassy corn aroma, while also preventing the batter from sticking to the bowl. Set the bowl aside. Once the batter has finished fermenting, remove the plastic wrap. You'll notice the batter has become airy and light, filled with tiny bubbles, almost like the texture of a soft sponge. Gently stir with chopsticks to release excess air. This helps prevent large air pockets and ensures a smoother, more even texture after steaming. Next, pour the batter directly into the center of the corn husk-lined bowl. Then, lift the bowl slightly and tap it gently against the counter a few times. This step helps remove trapped air bubbles, giving the finished cake a denser, smoother texture and a more beautiful structure when sliced. Add a few raisins on top for decoration if desired, or any nuts you like. Take a few extra corn husks, brush them lightly with a thin layer of oil, and place them over the top of the batter. The oil creates a natural non-stick barrier between the batter and the husks, preventing the top surface from sticking during steaming. At the same time, it helps reduce condensation from dripping directly onto the cake, keeping the top soft and moist, while still allowing the husks to peel away easily after cooking. Now fold the remaining corn husks over the top. Arrange them neatly to fully cover the surface. This helps lock in moisture and allows the cake to absorb even more of the natural aroma from the corn husks during steaming. Place the bowl into a steamer with already boiling water. Put a small piece of corn cob on top to help hold the husks securely in place. Let it rest for another 10 minutes before turning on the heat. This final short resting period allows the batter to relax and rise more evenly. After resting, you'll notice the batter has puffed up slightly, showing that it's ready for steaming. Cover with the lid, turn the heat to high, and steam for 35 minutes. Maintain steady high heat so the cake cooks quickly and rises evenly. Once steaming is finished, turn off the heat and let the cake rest for 5 minutes. This helps prevent the cake from collapsing due to sudden temperature changes. Open the lid. The natural sweetness of the corn rises with the steam. Warm, soft, and incredibly inviting. Carefully remove the bowl and place the cake onto a cutting board. Peel away the corn husks. Where are you watching from? Please leave a comment to let me know. Then, slice the cake however you like. Inside, you'll immediately see the soft, fluffy, delicate texture, almost like a steamed sponge cake. Press it gently, and the cake springs right back. Take a bite. Soft, moist, and naturally sweet, with a light and comforting pure corn flavor. And just like that, your steamed corn cake is ready. No kneading, no complicated steps. Just mix, steam, and it turns out beautifully every time. The sweetness is light without being overwhelming. The texture is soft without feeling sticky, and it stays tender even after cooling. This is the kind of simple homemade treat that feels comforting, satisfying, and nourishing all at once. Perfect when you want something sweet while still keeping it natural. No oven, no frying, just steam. Simple, soft, and so deliciously addictive. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave a comment below. If you find the video interesting, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your relatives and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.